I'm not saying breakfast tacos are bad.
Good.
Let's say that those are not bad. Let's say donuts. You show up on Monday morning and there's donuts. There's a principle called the hunger scale. It's kind of something I teach with my patients often. I work with pediatrics. And a 1, so let's say 1 to 10, a 1 is, I'm so hungry I'm going to eat my shoe. I have missed all the hunger cues. I have pushed on past meetings, through my list of errands, and now I'm so hungry I'm going to die. 10 is, we live in Texas, so we go to a Mexican restaurant, we eat chips and queso and chips and salsa, and then our meal comes, and we're already full before our meal even gets there. But then we continue to eat our meal. We stop when we get full, but the waiter has been delayed, and so we eat a few more bites, and now we're so full, but there's the free ice cream, so we need to go get the ice cream cone, and that's the 10, where we're just full. Can you relate?
No.
So 1 to 10. Where we want to live is kind of 3 to 7. And so this is, and I'll invite you guys to do this, is to define this for yourself, to take some time to define what these numbers would feel like for you. But at 3, you're just starting to feel those hunger cues. Your stomach's grumbling. At least for me, it's grumbling. I'm hungry. Oftentimes at a 3, I think I can go a little bit longer. And so then I end up at a 2 where I'm a little bit more ravenously hungry, probably starting to be grumpy, hangry. And then that 1 is like, I can't do anything else until I eat. But what happens, and the reason that we need to observe that, is that we get to a 1 and we feel like we're entitled now because we're starving to skip the salad that we've planned and to go for the drive-through hamburger and french fries and milkshake because we're so hungry we're going to die. Or we maybe eat the salad and we think, well, that wasn't enough. And so then before we even wait for the digestion to happen and the stomach to signal the brain, which takes 20 minutes, we go on to the next thing. So we've gone from a 1, 2, 3. A 4 would be that you've started to eat. The 3 signaled you to be hungry. You started to eat. You're still hungry. So you keep eating, keep enjoying your meal. You're at a 5. You're starting to fill up. You're maybe at 3/4 of the way through your dinner. 6, you're no longer hungry. Your body's satisfied. Oh, but it tastes so good, Kris. It tastes so yummy. Just a couple more bites. Just a couple more bites. And then you push it away at a 7. Hey, I'm full. And maybe you're at a place where you can get out of the table and away from the meal. Or we're lingering. And we're in a conversation. And we just kind of keep doing this. Keep picking. And before you know it, you finished your plate. You're now at an 8 or 9. Where you're approaching that uncomfortable fullness. And it changes your satisfaction in your meal.
So I'm hearing between 3 and 7 is a place to attempt to live. Some hunger, noticing the cues. And I noticed the word difference when you got to close to 7 or 6, you mentioned satisfied. Mm-hmm. But then when you went above 6 and 7, you said full.
Right. Let's say you have 1 piece of chocolate. That was your portion. I like those Dove dark chocolates. And each of you guys at home, you could try this. You take a piece of chocolate and you put it in your mouth. Let it melt. Use all of your senses. Taste it, feel it, smell it. Make it last as like you're never going to get another piece of chocolate. And you kind of can see how 1 piece might satisfy you. If you have a warm drink, dip it in the warm drink. It melts a little bit more. Versus, it's not always true that if you had 5 pieces of chocolate, that you would feel more satisfied. 1 might be all that you needed to satisfy that craving. But we oftentimes think that that more is better.
So in competition with the idea more is better, what I'm hearing you say is that savoring, slowing down, engaging all of our senses, that savoring our food could be conceived as a spiritual practice and thus part of how we eat well.
Yes, that's very well said. We live today in a yes culture. You know, things are fast. As we've discussed previously, we multitask. Food is readily available, and any food is readily available. Right. And so we have to practice a few, there's a few principles that I like to practice that help with that. One is out of house, out of mouth. So if it's not in your house, you can't eat it. If it's not in your car, you can't eat it. If it's not in your purse or your hat or your sock or your pocket, you can't eat it. So it starts at the grocery store. It starts at the gas station. It starts at the Starbucks line. It starts at retail shops that now sell candy, and saying no at the source and capping it. And then you're more likely to be successful. Because if you have the inclination to not eat those foods, you're most likely you'll get the craving. And if it's not there, you can't have it, and you might have enough willpower in that moment to not drive to the store to get it. Out of house, out of mouth. Start there. Start at the source. Cut off the source. And then when you open the pantry, oh, there's nothing there, so you have to go eat the carrot in the fridge. Might work. It does work. Because then you check in. Oh, I'm not even really hungry anyways. I'm not going to eat. Or I'm really hungry. There's some leftovers. I'll just go ahead and eat dinner early tonight. So it kind of helps fund that rhythm of, am I hungry? Am I not hungry? Oh, I'm just craving potato chips. Carrot? No. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm actually like really hungry. I'm going to have a meal. I'm going to sit down, stop, have a meal. So my next principle would be underlying whatever diet you choose, whether it's Weight Watchers or Whole30 or vegan. Fail to plan, plan to fail. If you don't have a plan, you will fail. For example, let's say your goal this week is to go to the gym. You looked at your schedule. Okay, I've got 30 minutes that I can go on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to set my alarm for this time. I'm going to set my clothes out the night before with my water bottle. Or I'm going to put it in my car so that on my way home from work, I know that I'm going to drive by the gym and stop. So at least then you've identified your excuse, which might be I don't have my clothes, or I didn't set my alarm, or I didn't know when I was going to go. So you've identified some of your excuses, and you've already given yourself the means to push through. So same thing can be with your food, is making a plan. Hey, what are we going to eat this week? Okay, does that mean I need to do some grocery shopping? I need to go to the store. I don't have a lot of time, but I can get some frozen vegetables in steamable bags that I can throw in, and I can go buy some lean protein. You spent money on them, so now there's a little bit of investment, and you have a little bit of a plan. Hey, on Monday, I'm going to have that steamed broccoli with that pork, or I'm going to make a stir fry. So you know kind of what you're doing. But if you show up and say, hey, I'm gonna eat healthy, it's Monday, and then you show up at work and there's donuts, or a friend asks you out to go to Mexican food and you don't really have a plan. No, I was gonna eat healthy today, but I'll start tomorrow. So you've got to set that plan and be specific about it. So fail to plan, plan to fail. What's the plan? The next one that fits in there is, I say, strengthen your no muscle. So just like you go to the gym and you strengthen your physical muscles, I think that eating healthy, or those spiritual practices of movement, rest, food, is learning to strengthen that no muscle. That means learning to say no, and learning that it's okay to say no. Oh, but I'm a pastor and they invited me over and they have these muffins and dessert. Hey, but for my best interest, so that I can serve you longer as your pastor, I'm going to say no to that. And I'm going to maybe even tell them in advance, because that's planning ahead. Hey, I'm on a special program, I'm really trying to take care of my body, or I've committed to myself. That might inspire them to also eat healthy, to also think about that. Hey, for dessert, can I bring some fruit instead tonight? Or hey, can we eat at this restaurant? And you've planned. And you've also learned to say, hey, I'm not going to do that. You choose your yeses, you choose your nos. So Monday morning, Sunday night, you said, I'm going to eat healthy this week. Monday morning, you show up in the office and there's donuts. You might be strong enough at that moment because it's Monday morning. You might be strong enough to say no. Oh, but you've done so good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Betty Sue made German chocolate cake. And there it is. Everybody's singing happy birthday and having that German chocolate cake, but you've committed to yourself that for that week, you aren't going to eat any refined sugars. So you have to strengthen that no muscle and say, hey, this tastes really good, but it's not going to taste as good as it feels an hour afterwards when I know that I said no and I didn't give in to temptation. Nothing tastes better than that strong sense of satisfaction that you didn't give in. There's going to be more cake. There's going to be more donuts. There's going to be more chocolate. There's going to be more chips and queso. It's all there. And then again, goes back to that plan. Hey, on Saturday, my family's going to go and have ice cream. That's the plan. I'm going to say no to all of these things because I'm saying yes to ice cream with my family on Saturday. So, out of house, out of mouth. Fail to plan, plan to fail. Strengthen that no muscle. So those would be some good ones to start with for now.